How many of you do suffer from diabetes or have a loved one in your family who suffers from it? And how many of you would like to have a few tips to manage this disease or help your loved one manage it? This is Dr. Lenny DeCosta, a geriatric physician, a functional medicine expert, and the author of the upcoming book, Is Your Doctor Keeping You Sick? My dear friends, yes, today, let us understand what is it that can help us manage diabetes if we do suffer from it, or if anyone in our family does have it and if we can help them manage it better. I just have 2 tips for you, and I think your doctor must have told you this, but I'm going to explain it to you in a little better language so that it becomes easy for you to manage rather than more of a doctor's advice. The 2 tips that I have for you to manage your diabetes are exercise regularly and eat the right food. So you need to look at your exercise and your diet. Simply modify your lifestyle. Now, what's the exercise that I talk of to all my patients who have been reversing their diabetes, controlling their blood sugars, bringing the kind of medications that they take down to as little as possible because their sugars are well controlled. One, because they do the exercise that we tell them and they eat the food that we advise them to eat. And so I'm going to give you just these 2 tips. When you want to exercise, walking for half an hour is not going to help you get that much of a benefit. Yes, it's good, but it's not great exercise. And if you want your sugars to come down drastically and show you great results, you need to do exercises that will give you great results. And for one, I always ask my patients to do what is known as interval training. Why interval training? Because when you do interval training, you mimic what your body was built to 40, 50,000 years ago when you were a hunter-gatherer. We became farmers only 10,000 years ago. For 1 billion years or more, where as we evolved, we were hunter-gatherers. Our bodies were made for that. So the way our body stores its energy, the food that we eat to keep energy, that is what is going to help you to actually help your sugars get controlled. So how does our body actually store this energy? Our body stores this energy in the form of fats and glycogen. That's glucose that is stored in the muscle. Now, when you walk regularly, you jog regularly, you're doing an exercise. So what burns is your reserve fuel, which is fat. And the moment you eat the next meal, it all comes back because the body is programmed to understand that if any of its reserve meal, which is the fat that is stored in the body, is used up, the next meal is going to go and replenish that energy store which is stored in the fat. So fat gets stored the moment you finish your exercise and have that next meal. Now, when you are running for your food or running away from being somebody else's food, both life-saving activities, this is when you have a different fuel that fuels your body. And this fuel is the glucose stored in the muscles called glycogen. This starts burning and giving you that energy because this is the best form of fuel. This is what we used as hunter-gatherers when we used to go hunting or when we were running away from somebody. So we were not jogging when we went hunting. We were not walking when we went hunting. We actually were sprinting. So you need to sprint to get that glycogen start burning. Now what happens when the glycogen burns? You may do this exercise for 10 minutes. That's what we tell all our patients. You do it for 10 minutes, your fat stores will start burning for the next 8 to 12 hours, replenishing those glycogen stores. So your 10-minute exercise is burning fat for the next 8 to 12 hours. In doing this, you get your body sensitized to one of the most important hormones required in the control of your sugars, and that is insulin. So your body gets sensitized, insulin starts putting that sugar which is floating, the glucose that is floating in your blood into the cells and it gets used up for energy rather than getting stored in the fat cells. So this is the first thing that interval training does. How do you do interval training? You do short bursts. Either you get onto an exercise cycle, do some warm up for about 2 minutes, then you do short bursts, 10 to 15 seconds sprint, 45 seconds to maybe a minute slow cycling. 15 to 20 seconds fast, 40 minutes to 45 seconds slow cycling. So it is 15 seconds fast, 45 seconds slow, 15 seconds fast, 45 seconds slow. It's bursts of speed interspaced with a slowdown. That is called interval training. You can do it only for 10 minutes. I tell all my patients to do this exercise. Now let's look at the diet. What is the diet that you need to do? The first thing I tell all my patients, especially if your sugars are not getting controlled with all the medications, is cut off all your carbs as far as possible and have only complex carbs. Now what I mean by cut off your carbs, first get rid of the wheat because it's bad for you. It creates a lot of inflammation. It'll keep your sugars always high. Get rid of all the dairy in your diet. So these two have to be out. Then at least for the first 3 months till your sugars come under control, you need to get your rice and all the frank carbohydrates, rice, jowar, bajra and corn to the minimum. If you can avoid it, better. But at least cut it down to at least one meal, which is very low. The second thing you need to do is ensure that your fruit is as low as possible. Your fruit should be less than 1 helping or 1 helping max, because fruits also contribute to your sugars going out of sync. So these two things you need to avoid. What are you going to eat? That's the first question every patient asks me when I tell them that. Well, you have so many other things to eat. If you are a vegetarian or a vegan, go for all the plant proteins that you can get. Everything from pulses to grams to everything, to lentils, all of which will give you high proteins. Supplement yourself with a lot of spirulina, have lots of fresh veggies, and have good wholesome meals. Organic veggies would do great. If you are a non-vegetarian, please have all non-vegetarian food only boiled, not fried. Baked is fine, but not fried. So if you can follow this and have a lot of high fat diet, in the sense, use a lot of virgin coconut oil or use a lot of homemade ghee, not the commercial oils, or even virgin olive oil will do. The commercial oils that you get, the oils that are nice and processed oils, are only trans fats. They're only going to create more problems for you in the form of inflammation. So don't touch those oils. So I need a little bit of high fat. Why? Because I want your body to get a little starved of that carbohydrate portion that you're having and shift your requirements from carbohydrates to using fat that you eat as a fuel. So when the fat, specifically your coconut oil, starts burning up, it immediately gives you ketones. These ketones get into your blood and they act as fuel instead of the carbs that you no longer consume. And therefore, having a little bit of extra coconut oil in the form of putting it on top of virgin coconut oil, putting it on top of your salads, putting it in your soups, putting it even in your coffee, 1 tablespoon, a lot of my patients do that, gives you that energy boost that you feel low when you stop having carbs. I don't want you to stop carbs completely. I want you to have a little bit of rice once in a day, or a little, but no wheat and no milk or no dairy. So these 2 tips, if you can follow properly, sincerely, make an effort to do this on a regular basis, you will be able to actually see your sugars going down, and you'll be able to go and tell your doctor, "Doc, see my sugars are going down. I'm feeling this hypoglycemic, or I'm feeling hungry all the time, or I'm feeling this darkness coming up. I think the medications are too much. Please reduce the medications." Your medications start coming down if you just do exercise and if you eat right. If you like this video, please share it, my dear friends. Share it with your friends who suffer from this disease, because this disease does affect a lot of households, a lot of careers, and a lot of people who would have done much better, lived happily, lived more healthily if they knew how to handle it. So please do share this video with your friends, with your relatives, And do give me a thumbs up because I need those likes. I also need you to visit my YouTube channel and look at some of the videos there. They are awesome. They can give you a lot more tips on how you can live happy, healthy going forward. I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.